Sanbonani and a very warm welcome to the Link Up. This is the show that keeps you updated on what is happening in our day-to-day lives. And of course, me and the ladies will be tackling some issues that we are facing on a day-to-day basis. Ladies, how are you?
Good morning.
Very good, babes.
How are you?
I'm good, I'm fantastic.
I too. So today we are talking about gender discrimination and women getting harassed in workplaces and stuff. So ladies, any one of y'all ever experienced something like?
Yeah, well, I have experienced gender discrimination, if I may say. Yeah, I'm not sure if it falls under gender discrimination or harassment in the workplace, you know, because when I was trying to get a job at some place, I couldn't get that job because the person wanted to sleep with me first before I could get that job, which says a lot about us women when it comes to getting jobs other than men, especially in male-dominated industries. With men, they can get jobs like easy, because it says they qualify for the jobs, they know what they're doing. As women, for you to get a job, you have to open your legs most of the time. You know?
I think that's emotional harassment, what you experienced. Like, I mean, as much as you didn't go through the actual process, but like, I mean, you feel like, oh, I have to do something to violate myself.
Exactly.
Some people are comfortable doing that, but like, do I have to go through this process?
Exactly.
For me, like, men would have that power over me by giving me something that I really need only if I'll give up.
But before we get too far, I want us to first explain what is gender discrimination.
You know what? Before we get into obviously, gender discrimination would be discriminating the next person because of their gender roles, and maybe at home, maybe in the workplace, you know, all those kind of things. Because when we grow up and already sneakwa roles.
Yeah.
We're given roles already, but you is a girl, therefore uzoba in the kitchen.
Exactly.
You is a boy, uzoba in the garden or whatever. You is a boy, you're not gonna cook.
Yeah.
When now you're a girl and therefore you need to do laundry and whatever.
Yeah.
That time my brother is chilling, sitting like this.
Exactly.
I actually agree with her that like this whole discrimination also like it goes deeper also to the fact that like women are not allowed to do like roles that specifically like they're told like these are specified for men. For example, construction work and stuff like that. You don't see maybe it's only now that you see more women in it, but it's like there's that like they'll tell you that you don't belong here if you go and you want to be a mechanic.
They make you feel it that you're not supposed to be here.
If you want to be a mechanic, it's like you're not here, you're not one of us, you know. And it's like this is what I want to do. This is my gifting. So like it's that whole thing, male dominance. That
you know what? For me, it will always go back to patriarchy. I feel like it has ruined everything under the sun. Because I mean, as they started from way back. And they get passed on to as new generations that actually follow. And I mean, even today, as much as like she said, we're trying. But you see a few ladies in the construction company. You see a few ladies driving buses, driving trains, you know, being engineers and whatever. Like we're trying slowly to actually evolve, but as they actually come with a price. Because remember, this industry has like guys as it dominates.
Exactly.
And you got the qualifications and whatever, you know. But I mean, it has to come with a price. Because I mean, you're a lady and you see the guys and whatever. Then it gets to sexual harassment and you know all those kind of things, you know. And also now they start checking what you're wearing at work, you know. And you know about comments that they make. You know when someone is like undressing you with their eyes and then they start making those comments and then they start biting their lower lips, you know, all those uncomfortable things in the workplace, you know. And I feel like it's our responsibility, it's our parents' responsibility, and also our we are the generation that's quite aware of the things that are happening. True. Not that the previous generations were not aware, but the thing is they never addressed those kind of things because they never had laws that actually protected them in the workplace, you know. But I think for us that we are aware and we speak out about certain things, then I mean, let's educate abantwana bakhulayo ubana know your worth.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to sleep with anyone for you to get a job. I mean, unemployment is real, guys. Like unemployment is real. We're desperate. We want jobs. We sleep with our producer to get roles and gigs and whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
I also want to raise a point that as a woman, also being a boss these days, it's like, we cannot take us seriously. Women have emotions. They run business with emotions. They cannot put their emotions aside from their business and whatnot. What is your guys' take on that? Because times have changed. A lot of women are being bosses now.
It's so sad that us women also we're the first ones to attack other women.
True.
You know,
that's
so
very true.
if now you're ordering me to do something and then I'm like, this hand is playing, then I'm waiting for Ukamu to actually say it, and then I'm like, okay, now they mean business because a guy had to come up to me and actually gave me an order and whatever, you know. So I think honestly, guys, it's high time that we empower one another. Yeah, but so like specifically for today's episode, I was like, I'm putting on my sweater because it's written, Nkosazana, you are power. Queen, you are power.
Yes.
You are strength. Know your worth. Like the entire time, guys, we need to teach those things to our kids. Like, they need to know it from like at 4 years, but they are power and they have value and that they can always work hard to get where they want to be without having to benze things they're not comfortable with, you know?
Yeah, I think also like something that popped up in my head, like is that whole wage gap that like we are doing the same job and I get paid less just because I'm a woman. But I mean, there's so many deadbeat fathers that are not looking after their kids, not paying maintenance. And I am here, a single mother, working a very hard job. Same with a guy who doesn't even have kids, nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not even on the same demography, but he literally gets paid way more than me because he's a man. And I have 4 kids to look after and I get paid less than him. Like, why is it that way? Like, it's like men, what is going on for them?
Yeah, like doesn't my job matter? I have a qualification,
so
I have experience.
There's that gap. It's just
goes back to power. Men, patriarchy, men, head of the household, and as women they see us as tails, and therefore
I think they get the wrong
because
idea.
they're the providers and whatever, you know, so they need to have like a bit stipanyana wages and salaries than us because they have to provide. That time we pretty much doing the same thing.
I'm
know?
like,
the qualification is the same, but still, I mean.
That's like, I think that's like something that's like, it just goes too deep also. And so I want to also talk about like, there's this country, is it Swaziland?
Swaziland, yes.
Where I heard, like, I mean, out of research, they say that this country is the most oppressive to women and stuff like that. Do you have any information, you know, expanding to that or?
Yeah, it seems like there in Swaziland, if a king sees you and he likes you, whether you like him or not, if he wants to marry you, you will get married to him. He can take you from your home and be like, I want her, I want to marry her, and there is nothing you can do about that, you know?
And that's like the king's law.
Yes.
And so many laws are oppressive to women.
Exactly. And it's sad because now times have changed. I think we also need to evolve with the times, but then some other countries are not evolving. There are still countries that are way back that think that male have to dominate and everything. Women don't have a say. You know, women don't have power.
You know what I actually think? I think we spoke about this like some days ago on one of the episodes, talking about how men have been given so much power from birth.
Yes.
Like literally from birth. They're given so much power that when you are a man, when like I don't know, but you are a man, this is how you're gonna look at the woman. This is how you're gonna treat a woman.
This is what you should expect.
Yes,
from
you're not gonna
woman.
let a woman treat you like this and this and this. And then us, it goes back to Landoman Dictator.
Always submissive.
Yeah, but because we're told from okay, when if your man says this, if a man, not even your man, if a particular man says this, then you need to submit, you need to say yes, sir, you know, like all those kind of things. So I think it's still that power. They have that power and they're not willing to let go because I mean it makes them feel nice to know that they have power over someone, to have power to tell you, I don't like how you dressed, to have power to say, whatever, have a comment about your body shape, size, and whatever, you know, all those kind of things. So
I literally got like annoyed a few days ago. I saw a video on Twitter of this guy going around like just he approaches you as a girl and then he says rate yourself like from 1 to 10 what, like how do you rate yourself, and this girl says 10 out of 10 He's like, really?
Like
How?
you? It's like you are you
So
a 10?
I'm just like, that's really disgusting. That what makes you feel like you can do that? And
You can rate me. Who
you
are
can rate me. Who are you?
Because also that's the thing, guys, they feel that they're superior. And also, like I said the other day, that also because we're so used to being submissive, because we're taught from the young age to be submissive, now we also play a huge role into influencing the behavior. Because because our mothers, they don't like if imhlambi a guy has this and that, our mothers abayigadi the behavior of I brothers zethu.
True.
For example, my brother would be out in the streets at 8 or whatever thing, yabo, and then even in terms of doing the dishes, yabo, he'd be like, oh no, I can see namhlanje your brother was doing the dishes because I tied it up. But when I'm the one who has to be doing the dishes, then everything has to be up to date.
Yeah.
You know, like also the behaviors, they don't check. Now, but they stick to that thing, man. This is the guy, he has the power. And also that thing, I mean, I'm the older one. Between him and my brother, I'm the older one. Yeah, but each time when people ask me, okay, so who's older? Yeah, and then I'll be like, I am. And then I get those comments from men and also mama. Women, no, there's no such. A lady can never be older than a man. So your brother's older than you.
Wow.
So I want to know, have you guys also experienced like sexual harassment in the workplace?
It's tricky, babes.
Yeah.
It's tricky. It's tricky. At times you don't like experience by like it's getting physical.
Yes.
Yeah, but comments.
Yeah.
But comments that people actually make. You know, like comments people actually make, then you only realize later, but no man, but this is harassment.
Yeah.
You know, because they'll say something and then make it seem like but they're joking or kanyendoni, you know. And I remember the other day I was talking to a friend of mine from like way back in high school.
Yeah.
And then talking about like our classmates is Dala and whatever. And we were speaking about how they used to touch ladies like boobs and whatever.
Like when you're cute, when you're cute at
and then
school.
he's like, Bana, it's so funny that as much as it's wrong, but we enjoyed it that back then. You know? And I'm like, Bana, honestly though, you'd come up to a person and then you're out here touching their boobs or their bum or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you guys laugh about
Then you laugh,
You know?
It used to happen at school, like this whole thing, like you're in a queue and then they like someone just grabs on your boob or your ass and you're just like, what?
So you see, it's not only in the workplace. Like I said, like literally from birth, guys, like from growing up, playing, and then you're in primary, you're in high school, still the behavior,
it's still the same.
So which means the behavior is actually taught. Because look, if you're gonna say but it's only in the workplace, then you'd be like, but okay, now the person is conscious enough to know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna do that at like 6 years old, obviously the people around when they see this thing as being indoor correct.
Yeah.
You know?
I
And
wanted to
they're
support. There's something that you mentioned, like before I even forget. I wanted to there's something she mentioned about how like it's like we condone this behavior by the fact that like we don't unlearn the fact that we're not supposed to submit to men. Like you just like, I don't know you. How am I supposed to submit to you just because you're a man? And also like it brought up this very good point that, you know, at home, like it's not something that we just experience outside. Like at home, they don't discipline their brothers. They don't tell our uncles. They don't. Like, we are the ones who are told, no, don't wear this, and you're just a child.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're not supposed to sit
like
this way.
Don't open your legs.
Close your legs.
Like, guys, no, that time my brother is here.
Obviously, like, there's those creepy uncles and there are those creepy people that, like, they would always... I don't know, man, like everything is sexual. I mean, it can't be what you're wearing anymore because people are raping babies. But like, it's that thing that like, we're not teaching our brothers, maybe we're not informing the men that, hey, this is just, don't look at a woman sexually, like just leave them, they're not an object.
The way in which it's so unsafe and so scary, you find that now you need to teach a 6-year-old to like the tactics of how to avoid a guy ezayo, you know that fear of walking past guys and then thinking, I wonder if they're not gonna call me names. I wonder if they're not gonna make silly comments and whatever, you know, like especially if you're wearing something short and you're just like, even if you're not wearing something short, as soon as they want attention yako and you don't want
like,
to give, and
then they switch
you don't even breathe.
Yeah.
Like, guys, it's crazy. As much as we're laughing about it, but like,
it's not funny.
Yeah, but what is it going to take for the gender discrimination and the harassment in the workplace to end? Because there's some incidents where people report harassment in the workplace from their superiors, but then immediately the case is dismissed. Nothing happens. Always the perpetrator is protected. Like, what do we have to do?
With power.
Now you're blacklisted, you can't get work, it's hard for you to open up.
Everything disappears.
I'm so annoyed at I'm so annoyed at the fact that like right now, do you know how many rape cases? Do you remember last year when there was the whole Me Too, and people like coming out and saying that this is what happened to me?
Yes.
But like, I mean, you see that there's so many cases. There is this picture that literally has like little images that would show you that this is a percentage of, okay, this is like the rapists in the world. And then this is the percentage that has been caught. And this is the percentage that has been convicted. And you can see the amount, it's like 2% gets convicted. And I mean, they should enforce laws, but they really should actually live up to the law and not, because it's almost as if the law is in favor of men, or maybe it doesn't, like no one really cares about the law. They just ignore the fact that like this is what's happening. And
you know what's actually said, talking about like reporting the incidents like in the workplace and all that, because you find that the people who actually take advantage are people who are in like superior positions, you know,
most of the time.
And then you'd actually go and report the matter to another woman, you know, maybe like a secretary or HR department, and the person who's handling the matter, you find that it's actually a woman, but they're the first people to actually make it disappear.
Exactly.
They're not fighting, they're not empowering one another, they're not like they guys, it's exhausting. It's tiring.
I think this thing could go on and on, because like we know, like we're women and we've experienced all these things. We experience them on the road and stuff. And I think we should like inform. It starts at home. Let's talk to our brothers. Let's talk to our friends. To talk to their other friends. And so there's like respect for women and stuff. I don't know.
At
I mean,
home, in the workplace, at
everywhere.
School, you know. The same way we're teaching this nasty behavior at the young age, let's start teaching like the proper things from a young age so that they grow up with those.
Ladies, this was such a wonderful conversation. It's always nice being with you guys, having conversations like this, but it's time for us to wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation as much as we did, but now it's time for us to wrap it up. Don't forget to like our page on all social media platforms. We are at All Day TV. Subscribe to this channel, leave your comments down below, and like. Until next time, from me and the ladies, it's goodbye.